the entire school board or something resigned over there in Chicago. And Mayor Brandon Johnson is defiant. Check it out.
As you saw earlier, a defiant Mayor Brandon Johnson just announcing his appointees for the Chicago School Board after 7 members resigned on Friday. Paris was in that news conference and is joining us now live. And Paris, wow, that was an incredible announcement by the mayor, and the question and answer afterwards even more dramatic.
Very dramatic, Sylvia. Very contentious between the mayor and reporters. The mayor telling reporters he doesn't think they should be asking some of the questions that they're asking. He is plowing ahead just days after the shocking resignation of his entire hand-picked Board of Education. He said he was going to have 7 new appointees today. There were only 6. This press conference went off the rails before it even started. It was interrupted by a group of protesters who are still outside and behind me right now, as you can hear. They were saying this board is not going to be legit. They don't believe that this is a legitimate board, as he is so quickly moving, despite the requests of 41 of 50 alder people, including some of his allies, saying, slow down. We want to say here, we are very concerned at what is happening here. And he very quickly went through the names of his appointees. So we will go through them as well. They are Olga Bautista, Makila Blaze, Mary Gardner, Reverend Mitchell, Kenna Johnson, Deborah Pope, and Frank Niles Thomas. We're learning a little bit more about some of these appointees. Deborah Pope has been a long-time organizer with the Chicago Teachers Union. And then Makila Blaze, she had been running for the new elected school board coming up. She had surreptitiously, I can say that word, dropped out, leaving a CTU ally, G2 Brown, to run unopposed, leaving many wondering whether there was some backroom deal here cut to put her on this appointed board. A lot of inconsistencies from the mayor as well. He admonished folks many times, saying he has the sole authority to do this, to appoint board members, but then also said he fought for many years to get the new elected school board, which is going to take place in 2025. Very inconsistent statements there. So let's listen to a little bit of what he had to say at this very contentious press conference.
Why don't we just go straight to the press conference? Imagine being so bad as a mayor that less than a year into your tenure, everybody on that school board decided that they wanted to resign. All 7 people. Imagine being so bad as a mayor that you remove ShotSpotter, that crime explodes. Democratic National Convention had Planned Parenthood pulling up. You had some of the bloodiest weekends in Chicago history. And you also just signed a new $100 million contract for the migrant crisis for staffing alone. Imagine being so bad that the people hate you more than they hated Lori Lightfoot. That's bad. I heard that Lori Lightfoot just recently got an award for being LGBTQ. I heard that Lori Lightfoot just recently got an award for being sassy. That she got inducted into the Alphabet Community Hall of Fame. I'm telling you, it's a real thing. Did y'all hear about that? It's a real thing, I'm telling you. Imagine being so bad that people dislike you more than the person that just got inducted and was selected based off of that. Hello? Did y'all hear about that? Did y'all know that they had an Alphabet Community Hall of Fame? Yes, they do.
Joining us this morning is former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who is set to be inducted into the Chicago LGBT Hall of Fame. She's here to talk about that and a few other things that we just mentioned.
A few other things that we could see.
Did y'all know that Lori Lightfoot got inducted to the Chicago Alphabet Community Hall of Fame? I didn't even know that Chicago had an Alphabet Community Hall of Fame. If you didn't know, you heard it here first. Look at that demon. Look at Lori Lightfoot. Look at this person. Look at this. Hold on. Let me show you something. Yes, 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 yes. Imagine getting inducted into the Alphabet Community Hall of Fame. Lori Lightfoot, ladies and gentlemen. How do you get inducted into the Hall of Fame? Listen, I just want to leave this up on the screen real quick, just in case y'all eating lunch. Yo. Imagine getting inducted. Who's eating lunch right now? I know it's 11:30 somewhere. It's 11:30 somewhere. Somebody just going on lunch. Imagine getting inducted into the LGBTQ Hall of Fame. Wow. Yep, that's her. Anyways, let's get back to Brandon Johnson because people apparently hate him more than they hated Lori Lightfoot. Let's get to Brandon Johnson.
It's pretty jacked up the way you frame that. Right. That is. It is. It's disrespectful and condescending. With that, we'll take questions.
Mayor, thank you so much. A couple of clarifications. I'm trying not to make this too long, but will they stay? Because you still will be appointing 11 members. It isn't a totally elected school board. So when you all say that there was going to be a transition anyway, there was always going to be those appointed. That meant the 7 current, many thought were staying. So it's not exactly accurate to say
y'all want to vote based off of identity politics. Don't sit here and complain now.
Everybody was leaving until all this happened last week. To add to that, who vetted these candidates? Are they endorsed by the CTU? Were they asked ahead of time? Was this a deal breaker? Were they asked, would they fire CEO Martinez and agree to the $300 million
Well, let's start with your first narration. The current members of the board that are now resigning had no intentions on staying. That's why they didn't run to seek office. So that,
but you still appoint 11. It's not a totally elected board. So would they have stayed? I'm just trying to find out.
I know, and I'm answering it. Okay. The 7 members who are resigning never intended to stay. So I just want to make sure that's absolutely clear. They always knew what their assignment was. And just, again, since we are offering up clarification, last July, 6 board members resigned. 6 of them. And I hope you can draw this very simple conclusion here. This is not the first time the number of resignations that we are seeing are taking place. 6 members resigned. I replaced 6 back in July. And in this instance, 7 members decided to resign. And I accepted their resignation. As far as members who will transition in during this period, there could be scenarios in which some members are able to remain. It really depends on the outcome of the election.
Would you talk further about those other questions that I asked? Are they endorsed by the
listen, none of these individuals up here.
How were they vetted?
Okay. None of these individuals up here at this point are, I guess with the exception of one. One person is currently running. As far as who they've been endorsed by, you have to ask those individuals. As far as your other questions of what they were asked to do, they were asked to carry out the vision of public education, the one that I ran on, the one that's in my transition report, the one that's in this transition 5-year plan. They were asked to carry that vision out. Thank you very much.
I thought I had a follow-up.
There were 5 questions there. Which one are you following up to? Question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If there's time, Mary Ann, we could talk later, but you're welcome.
Okay, thanks, Mayor. Just wanted to clarify, are these candidates endorsed by the CTU?
You have to ask those individuals. I'm not.
She didn't even get a chance to ask her question. Come on, big dog.
Endorse any of these individuals up here in terms of their sort of political aspirations. What's being carried out right now is my authority as mayor of the city of Chicago. If you want to know this. I am fulfilling the executive responsibility that is given to me by the state law. If you want to find out who CTU is endorsing, go ask the CTU. I'm not the CTU. I'm the mayor of the greatest freaking city in the world, the city of Chicago. Do you have a follow-up?
Respectfully,
Do you have a follow-up?
I do have a follow-up. Thank you. We see that one of them appears to be employed by CTU. Are you able to confirm that? Debbie Pope? Is that correct?
She doesn't work for the CTU. Thank you very much. Next person.
Ooh, you a sassy one. He's sassy. Mayor Johnson, I didn't know that you was a sassy. Jesus Christ. Why he acting like that?
Mayor, regardless of that, perhaps we can ask and poll the appointees up here if they have been endorsed by the CTU. That might clarify things right here for us.
So
all.
Reverend Mitchell, I'm going to help you. Reverend Mitchell Johnson is not running. Mary Gardner is not running. Ms. Blaze is not running. Is Olga running? Olga is not running. Who else did I miss? So no one's running. None of them. Wait, come on, you all. Just settle down. Craig has the mic. So no one on here, on the stage right now, none of them are running.
So, Mayor, to the outside world, this kind of does look like, because the CTU was your biggest backer, to some it may look like a coup by the CTU to get rid of the board members who would not do your bidding and fire Pedro Martinez. Can you respond to that?
What's the question?
The question is,
You heard what the question was.
this is looks like a coup by the CTU to get rid of Pedro Martinez. Was there collaboration with the CTU on your part to make this happen so that you could fire Pedro Martinez?
So every single mayor in the history of Chicago has had the authority to appoint board members to multiple boards. Guess who still has that authority? This mayor does. Thank you.
Reminder that we're only doing one question, one follow-up.
Brandon Johnson is so sassy. I didn't realize that he was this sassy. Wow. Hey, just a question. I'm not going to do a poll in the chat. Just a question. How many of y'all actually believe that Chicago is the greatest city in the United States of America, let alone on earth? Just a question. How many people believe that Chicago, I'm going to read y'all super chat shortly. How many people believe that Chicago is the greatest city on the face of the earth?